I'd like to talk about a way that we can actually achieve an acoustically absorptive surface without necessarily seeing it, you know. So how can we make sound absorption discrete in the aesthetic realm? And the product that we have, which is called BASWA Phon, is a very high-performance solution for interior acoustics. So we're talking about managing the reverberation in a space and controlling those interior acoustics so that you have a comfortable environment, whatever the activity that may be taking place in the building or room might be, and without compromising the architecture. So that's our raison d'etre. So BASWA innovated and pioneered a way to successfully really harmonize and integrate acoustics with architecture and design. It's a system that's so versatile and discrete that many of you, will almost certainly have actually experienced and seen and heard it without necessarily realizing. So from the Shard main reception to the Louvre, under the pyramid, and elsewhere as well. So this is BASWA Phon, and for 30 years we've been at the forefront of discrete interior acoustics, and the system is the most advanced in the world. So developed and produced in Switzerland with over 90 performance options. So this is not just a homogeneous product in terms of performance, including integrated thermal options for active and passive heating and cooling. Okay. So since the beginning, we've also innovated in sustainability with 94% recycled material, and latterly with the introduction of BASWA Natural, which replaces the glass fibers in the product with plant fibers. Okay. And even the surface coating, the part that you see, is a byproduct of the quarrying industry. So this is a marble aggregate that's taken from the quarrying industry as a byproduct of the marble production. So this means giving architects the freedom to create spaces that perform both aesthetically and acoustically, even opening up new design possibilities. And this isn't just for high architecture. This is hospitality, workplace, education, residential. Good acoustics matter in all buildings because obviously we're present in, whichever building we're in. So our aim is to increase health and well-being through acoustics, and one of the ways that we can do this is by, as Richard was talking about a moment ago, bringing the interior experience closer, hopefully, to an outdoor one. So, when you don't see the acoustic treatment as well, and additionally to that, the benefits are increased. So, what we're really doing is essentially removing the ceiling, from the equation as far as reflected sound goes. So, I'd like to show you some examples of projects that we've worked on. And hopefully use those as analogies for experiences that hopefully people will relate to. So the classic case of the importance of acoustics is in a restaurant scenario. So you go out for a meal. All you really want to do, aside from eat the food, is obviously have a nice conversation. And all too often you're unable to do that because the interior acoustics of the space really are fighting against you. And when this is the case, what you get is noise build-up and reduced speech intelligibility. So this is why, in this example, the controlling and treatment of the reflective surfaces, or what would have been reflective surfaces on the ceiling, work to actually give you increased speech intelligibility and a better experience in the restaurant. So also in retail spaces, and in this case we've got a heritage project. This is the Apple store on Fifth Avenue in New York. And you know, what we look for is to improve the customer experience. You know, in the retail sector, people want customers to linger in the space, just as in restaurants and elsewhere. And so, you know, this allows a feeling of greater comfort within the retail experience, hopefully encouraging people to buy more. And this is a more recent example. This is a Frank Gehry building. From the outside, it's typical Gehry. It's a new Louis Vuitton store in Seoul, and it's exactly the same concept. You know, you want to enhance the feeling of comfort and just improve the user experience, you know, in the space. Workplace. So essentially productivity increases if people are happy, if the acoustics are good. Collaboration is enhanced. Well-being, inclusivity, and so on, the list goes on. In this particular case, this is the new London Embassy in, the new United States London Embassy. And this is actually a passport area. And so you've got an issue of speech privacy and, you know, secure information that needs to be exchanged verbally. So the acoustic ceiling, again, prevents sound from being projected, if you like, across the room and reduces noise. Also, you know, there's a brand connection with, you know, a brand, let's be honest, like the US or any country, you know, they have a brand that they want to promote. And, you know, we feel that good acoustics promote a feeling of quality and even luxury, you know, in a space. The V&A members area, so they have a blog, the V&A, and obviously they've got many regular visitors to the museum who are members as well. And on their blog, they put up a picture of the area that we worked on. This is the members area, just before it opened, and people were commenting, you know, oh, it looks like a wonderful space, but surely the acoustics are going to be terrible. And in fact, if you go there, you'll find that, in fact, the acoustics are great because it's been solved discreetly and it's integrated into the architecture, even in an existing space. And here's a residential example. So this was the RIBA Grand Design's House of the Year 2017, designed for 3 generations of the same family to live all together. And as you can imagine, you know, with a fairly minimalist interior, that could have been an issue in terms of, you know, comfort inside the home. So again, this is not just for commercial and public spaces. You know, acoustics can be dealt with discreetly in this fashion in the residential sector as well. And of course, in education, you know, communication is mission critical for learning, and acoustics play a major part in that. If you can't hear what's being you know, communicated to you, then of course you can't learn. So this is the EPFL Rolex Learning Center in Switzerland. And in fact, in this case, we've also integrated our heating and cooling system non-visibly behind the plaster surface. So you've got a highly technical, highly functional, discrete surface there in that particular building. And I'd just like to end with a short video from a respected US acoustician, and who I think sums things up very nicely. So let's play that now.
Acoustics as part of healthy architecture is really fundamental for us, that it is one of our primary senses that we use to navigate the world.
And the logo. Thank you very much indeed.